even going to take it.
I'm not taking the bait.
Hey, everybody, we've got to get to some business right now. Teresa Proctor with Spirit Lake Gymnastics, or Spirit Gymnastics, and there's some other words at the end of it. I don't quite remember.
Academy Plus.
Academy
There we
Plus,
go. I've
yes.
got it.
Okay. And Teresa was formerly with Metro Gymnastics in Orlando. Huge program, brought all that skill set right here to Polk County, and you're located on the corner of, or close to the corner of Spirit Lake Road and Wrecker Highway. And it is, I don't know if you've ever been over in that area. They got a great setup, nice location, easy to get to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And world-class gymnastics.
It opened almost 5 years now?
Almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years in February.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing, and we're excited about an event you're going to tell us about in just a second, because it has to do with a championship event right here in Polk County. But Teresa, you go from Orlando, huge program, to Polk County that we like to call the amateur sports capital of Florida. And there's a lot of reasons and people that say that, but the fact of the matter is you found a new home. How are you liking it so far, albeit you've been here 4.5 years?
I love it. I have lived in the Polk County area and drove back and forth to Orlando. And I just love being in the community. It's smaller, it's more intimate. There's a lot of need in our community. So I just really enjoy being over here.
Is it primarily female or girl gymnastics, or do you have boys programs as well?
We have boys programs, and then we have a lot of boys in our summer camp and after school programs as well. So we just...
Well, kind of maybe give us some age ranges, because if someone's at home watching the program, there's such an emphasis of trying to get our kids active, and it used to be that way, and now it's not that way anymore, and getting them up and doing things. How can they get involved? I know there's a little top program all the way through the older kids. Kind of break down the different divisions for us.
Okay, we have what we call our walking to 3 years old. It's our Mom, Pop, and Top program, so that moms and dads or grandmas and grandpas can go on the floor with the child and interact with them, and we guide them in coaching and different things. They learn their colors and their numbers and their things like that. So we go from there to our Tiny Tot program, which is 3 to 5 years old. That's generally when they can break away from mom and dad, and then they learn just a little bit more skill set after that. And then we do 5-6 beginner, and then we actually have some talented 5-6 advanced beginner kids. And then we go from 6 to 9s, and then we have 10 and up, and then we have a total tumble classes, and then we have a boys in action class. The boys in action is just strictly boys, and they gear towards all the gymnastics elements, plus strength and flexibility.
I've always said that, and for years, and primarily because I was exposed to it when I was really, really young, but gymnastics creates, in my opinion, the best foundation for developing kinesthetic sense, controlling your body in a way that you can use, or learning to control your body in a way that you can use in virtually any sport. Right. That foundation, to me, is probably the best one that you can possibly get. I mean, we're seeing football players taking yoga and doing a number of other things. You're not going to see a 310-pound lineman, doing gymnastic stuff.
Right.
But as children growing up, are you finding that as well? And do you see kids going from your program into other sports, and then obviously excelling, well, not obviously, but excelling at those types of sports?
I do. We've had several young boys that have been in programs, and actually one of the little ones that has grown up through our program and through a friend of mine's program is now on University of Florida football, and he's going, he's just because of his agility and things that he's learned through that, being able to do. And also diving and cheerleading, softball, volleyball players. We have lots that go volleyball that do amazing with it.
Well, I think one of the things it does is really helps build your, at a young age, and you develop that core strength, not just upper body, not just your legs, but that core strength and ability to manage your body, because you go where your head goes,
Right.
But if the other parts don't follow, you're going to struggle.
Right.
But that core strength, I think, is key in gymnastics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
I know you talk about the core. You know, I recently had knee surgery and physical therapy, and they're doing all this core stuff. And I'm like, what does this have to do with my knee? But it really does.
It does.
And it helps to, you know, we have Coach Scott from Weber, head football coach from Weber. Maybe we can get you guys together, and you can have some of his players there.
Right, right. There
and
you
maybe
go.
they're already doing it. I don't know. Maybe Coach Scott can do it himself. I'd like to see that actually.
So they have you working on your core strength there, buddy?
Yeah, it's not going so well. But before we get to how folks can sign up or enroll online, I know that there's some after-school programming that maybe you can talk to us a little bit about.
Yeah, we have an after-school program that we pick up the kids from the schools. We're on our third van now, adding more students. We're almost to 60 kids. And they come in and we give them a small snack, and then we do at least 45 minutes out on the floor doing gymnastics, cheer, dance, sports games, team building, and then we help them with homework.
Wow.
So, and then the parents pick them up by 6 o'clock.
That's a heck of a program.
Yeah.
I mean, you combine academics with sport. You make Christmas. Don't get much better than that.
Well, it also ensures, you know, however you look at it now, typically both parents are working.
Right.
So the ability to, you know, you don't want to lose that option for the young kids to have sports in their life. So this affords them the opportunity, because if mom and dad are both working, you're still able to get them involved into something. So how can they sign up? Is there a phone number? Is there a website? How can they get enrolled?
You can call the gym. The number is 863-875-4839. We have a website that's www.gymdancecheer.com.
Oh, you do cheerleading too?
We do. We have just a minor a recreational program that we started.
Okay.
So we've got that as well. And we have some dance going on. We have little dance gym combo classes for our little guys.
You know, to me, Neil, that's gymnastics is such a good program. You know, we talked about core strength, kinesthetic sense, and you know all the the benefits that go along with that. But in gymnastics, certain body types are good in the sport of football. Certain body types excel in the sport of baseball or soccer. In gymnastics, you don't have to be 6'6", 300 pounds or whatever. In gymnastics, it's all about control, discipline, strength, aerobic and anaerobic. You know, I just think it develops the best all-around athletes. To me, for a parent to be able to get a child in a program like that, that also emphasizes academics, wow, I mean, that's a good, wholesome activity. It's one of the reasons Polk County is such a great place to live. You got programs like this. It's
Well, yeah, and
phenomenal.
you can go to the website, you can call the phone number, but I know on September 19th is National Gymnastics Day. So what kind of events are you guys having surrounding that?
We are going to do a 2-hour gymnastics course. You have to pre-sign up so we know we have enough instructors and everything's set. And we're going to do about 2 hours of gymnastics, 15-minute rotations, just basic things to get people involved. We're going to give out, hot dogs and drinks and ice cream and stuff like that.
What's the date of that? Give
Right.
me a pen.
He wants free food.
Right, there
Snacks,
you
so
go.
If he
Yes.
shows
Snacks.
up, if he registers, let us know. We'll get the camera crew out there to watch him rolling around on the mat.
Perfect, that would be awesome.
I think everybody would like to see that.
Yeah, right? That'd be awesome.
So September 19th.
September 19th.
We're in the third year of the Olympic quadrennium. Okay, so in Sao Paulo, in Brazil, I should say across Brazil, the Summer Olympics are going to be held. And we were talking off camera a little bit about my friend Ed Nepper, who was the president of USA IGC, which is the kind of the female side of gymnastics. Dominique Dawes, Mary Lou Retton, that whole crew came through that system. And he always told me that all the clubs that were members of USA IGC would see a spike right after the summer games. And then it would, slowly go down a little bit, or at least taper off. And then the next the next 4 years, boom, right back up there again. In your career, which is obviously a successful career, are you seeing the same type of thing?
Yes, we see it exactly
So you
the
got to
same.
get geared up for next year.
We do.
In terms of planning and so on, because every mom and dad, not every mom and dad, but many moms and dads want to see that little pumpkin, boy or girl, get out there and be the next Bart Connor or
Exactly.
Mary Lou Retton or whoever. I kind of dating myself there.
I didn't say it.
But
Yeah.
let's talk about a special event. We talked about that earlier as well.
Yeah, you've got an event that you guys are working on in March, right?
March of 2016, we're going to be hosting our very first Spirit Classic. It's going to be athletes from all over the country are invited. As of right now, we have close to 200 already registered. So we're looking for about 500 athletes from all over the country to come and support
phenomenal.
the.
That's what that would be a good match for this new arena and conference center in Winter Haven. It's planned for a couple of years from now. What a perfect location for an event like that.
Exactly.
But I mean, if you have 200 now, our guesstimates or my guesstimate would be that it's going to be well over 500. Yeah, I think it's going to be phenomenal.
Sure hope so.
Yeah, that's incredible. One of the things that I do want to ask you about before we let you go is if someone is interested, Neil kind of got that information. There's a difference between recreational sports and competitive sports. Are there two tracks that people can follow just because they want their kids involved in a fitness activity versus having to go down the competitive, serious athlete type?
There is. We have our recreational program, and through that program is where I kind of pluck some kids, or if the parents come to me and say, I really want my daughter or son to be competitive athlete, then we know which direction to take them.
Okay.
Otherwise, they're in there, they're learning, they're having fun, they're enjoying the sport.
Well, I think a stigma, it's not a bad one, is that gymnastics is all about competition. It isn't. It's like I said, it lays the best foundation for kids to go into whatever sport that they want to go. So, we could continue this conversation for quite some time. Unfortunately, we're out of time. But thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it, and we'll look forward to some of our staff in terms of sports marketing working with you and your crew to take it well over 500 and further down the road.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, everybody, speaking of youth sports,